World of YouTube, terrible sight here. And I wanted to do a movie review on Twilight Zone the Movie. Now, if anybody have seen this, and I've been watching a lot of old movies lately, getting back in a lot of them. I have kind of forgotten what was in them. But as soon as I, realized when I was watching it all, blasted back into the past, of course. And last night I just finished watching, took a little break. Blazing Saddles. Oh, man. But I can't believe, what I was hearing in these movies, especially this one. And one thing about old day movies is they brought forth what was brought forth to us in history. And it covered all kinds of ordeals. And not only did Blazing Saddles in the Twilight Zone hit the hammer on the nail for racism. And, but, don't get me wrong, they literally made the movie where these racists got their ass handed to them. And, excuse me. And right, you know what, and if you're offended, then you don't belong here. I did a little short clip on, Blazing Saddles. Hilarious freaking movie, man. And if anybody hasn't seen it, you gotta watch it. Especially Twilight Zone the Movie. Now, there was some quirkiness in the Twilight Zone movie. But I guarantee you that, for what it's worth, it's worth the watch. Especially to the guy that, is being a racist in the beginning. And, after this scene, though, excuse me, damn it. But anyways, it's worth the watch, and it teaches you, like I say, about racism, and what should happen to people is right. And that's what Twilight Zone brings out in their movie, especially Blazing Saddles. You'll sit there and say, oh my God, I can't believe they're saying this. But in the end, they make it all come out clear as day. And, right, what's gonna happen, these are like futuristic movies that, literally puts the law down on what really should happen and, take care of that racism stupidity. But in this scene, the movie starts out with, of course, Dan Aykroyd. Now, I don't know if this was his idea, but, or if it is a movie, I can't even say if they were out really on the road, to get that special effect realism, because they did have green screens, I would say, back in 1983. Especially with, the Star Wars movies that came out. But, literally, watching this movie, and when I seen it, years ago, but when I first watched this in 1983, being like, what was I, 9, maybe 10, this movie stuck with me for some reason, just because of the, the weirdness of it, the strangeness of it. And of course, Rod Sterling having the awesome, bizarre mind of his. These movies, it's hard to even think from realistic to, fiction. And I think, a lot of things made back in the day about space and everything, they knew something. Don't bullshit us. Something was known, of course, Area 51. And Dan Aykroyd, man, he is a huge ghost fanatic. And I would love to get in touch with him to show my stuff, but I mean, I'm having a hard time getting to the right people with my stuff. I've even tried to send my stuff to Zach Bagans, but I ain't heard a word from him. It's like, wow. And I heard through the grapevine that he only likes women fans or something in that nature. Go figure. So about I wonder why he's buffed. But anyways, Dan Aykroyd, man, like I said, I don't know if he or if this was something, that the director came up with or whatever, but watching this movie from 1983 to now, and I never ever paid attention to this. And mind you, a good story. I like to, say this first. I'll keep you in suspense. When I first watched this movie and getting to the ending of John Lithgow in the plane scene, of course, the original one is pretty, with William Shatner. It was pretty awesome too, but the remake of the old version was pretty, they did a miraculous job on that. But there's a scene, I don't want to even if you haven't seen this movie, I ain't going to give too much details, but there's a scene on the plane that happens, and like I said, I watched this movie like 100 times when I first got out to New York when my mother took me from my friggin' father. When they split up, and I was always around the TV because, at first I didn't know much people out there. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I was told I was going on a vacation. And right, I ended up going to school out there. But before all this, I was, hanging around the house. I was at my uncle's house, actually, my Uncle Doug and my Aunt Jeannie. And we were visiting. And I was sitting there in the room by myself while they were out there talking. In the part where John Lithgow's on the plane and, he does this thing, and then he jump out your seat. I mean, I kind of did jump out my seat, but I was like, whoa, that's awesome. I mean, I fell in love with horror movies as a kid. It was nothing. I mean, when I first saw, like, Salem's Lot, right? Terrified, but there was something that dragged me back to it as a kid and watched it again. And there was another movie, I can't even remember what it was, but I remember a guy coming out from behind the door, and it was a freaky zombie looking dude, and, it terrified me, but something kicked in later on, like to say, I ain't afraid of this, and just start watching more and more, and get like, jumps and the wiggles and the heebie-jeebies, and yeah, but it felt good to me, and now I'm the monster who I am today. But anyways, I scared the crap out of my mother. I was like, Ma, come watch this movie with me. And it was like, I don't know, I think we were staying there like a few days or something. And the movie came back on the next night. And when I remembered the plane scene coming up, I was like, Ma, come see this. And when that scene came up, and you'll know it if you watch this and you haven't seen it, because I ain't going to reveal it, but just before it came up, I ran to the bathroom. I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. And what I did was run out the door and stood there, and I seen the part coming up and the music's coming on, dun, 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 and John Lithgow's sitting there, and, he does what he does. I came up behind my mother and grabbed her. Wah! She friggin' jumped out of the chair and turned around and smack. Oh, man, I was laughing so hard, it felt great. My aunt and uncle come running in. What the hell's going on? What's going on? He was like, he got scared the shit out of me. And I think my uncle watched that movie and he just started chuckling. That scene. So it was like, oh, man, greatness. And I used to do that to my mother a lot too, man. Scare that crap out of her. All the time she used to whip my butt, I got back at her. But anyways, this scene with this little white dot, and as I'm watching, I'm like, what the hell? 'Cause I never seen that before, and I maybe seen it when I was a kid, but it was like, what is it, part of the movie, whatever, but what it does next is what was like, wow, who the hell thought of this? And it spread out just like that. And sorry for the glare and everything, but you can clearly see it. And that's what it did. It came in as a dot, and then it sat there, and then it went right off the screen. I'm thinking, what the hell? So I'm there fighting around the TV trying to rewind it, get it, blah, blah, blah. Took the picture. And lo and behold, yeah, that's what came out. And it's like, what the hell is that? Now, movie glitch. Was it meant to be in the movie? And, there's that thing where everybody, I'm sure, heard of, but movie follies. And I always look for stuff. I mean, I didn't see nothing else afterwards in this movie, but I tried to look the best I could. But, because I was so interested in remembering how I watched it when I was a kid, I just lost my mind into the world of, the past. And I was like, wow, this is great. Thinking about scaring my mother and everything, But that caught my eye. Like I say, whether or not Dan Aykroyd had something to do with this director. But in this scene, just to say so, if it was an idea, and would anybody catch it, tell me if anybody's seen this in the past or whatever. Did you see this? Do you kind of remember? And, whatever the case may be, who had the idea, and that, makes me think, were they really on the road and did really something come up and spawn out like this? Because in the scene, you wouldn't think of, oh yeah, they're going down this road together, they're singing songs, and they're trying to figure out, guess that, movie title song. They were doing, Hawaii 5-0 and National Geographic. It was freaking, like there's some corniness to this movie, but it does keep you, interested. And of course, I don't want to reveal what Dan Aykroyd does, but, he's like, oh, you want to see something really scary? Because also in this, the guy driving, shutting the lights off. Woohoo! Trying to scare Dan Aykroyd. And they're all, this ain't safe. And, they're going down the road, and then they do the, the song title to the TV shows or movies, and it's like, what the hell? But whenever I saw that, it's like, wow. Because to me, right, it looks like a friggin' orb. I can't even say if it's a friggin', a moth, say so, that got caught up in the background. But whatever it may be, that's very interesting. It is very interesting. I don't know if I can look up on this to see if there is anything on it, which I'm gonna try to if I can remember. Because like I say, I got friggin' lots going down. Trying to get videos done and everything is scarce right now. But I have been noticing people been watching other stuff. Appreciate that. I say, man, I got like 3,000 friggin' videos. Check them out. If anybody has some ideas, let me know. I'll cover something. I mean, I like doing that kind of stuff, giving the fans an opportunity for me to look into something. Always something interesting from another person, of course. Other than that, tell me what you remember in this movie, or if there's anything else you remember seeing and saying, what the hell? Is that in the script? Because that's the thing I'd like to know. Was this for in the script? Like I said, if it was done with a green screen behind them, and I mean, yeah, it could rightfully, maybe be a bug. But to come bombing out like that and then spawning into something creepy, was it an idea or was it something where they were at? And if they did do this scene on the road in the desert, one only can just imagine. If you watch the movie, you'll see him driving around. I don't think they, faked that with a green screen. Just imagine what the hell, where they were in the location and what the hell that really was. I wonder if they even caught that, in the final cut. And if they did, they were probably like, oh, that's great, whatever that is. Yeah, we'll leave that in the movie or, try and block it out. But very interesting, folks. And of course, always watch old movies and see what you can find. I mean, not only for the stuff like this, but like when they say you see someone standing off the set. Just like Jackie Chan and, what the hell's his name? I can't remember the actor's name. Oh, he played in, Meet the Parents as the ex-boyfriend. The blonde-haired guy, I can't remember his name, Starsky and Hutch, played in Wedding Crashers. Damn it. Played in that movie with Jackie Chan. And they said they seen the city in the background. It's supposed to be a country western movie. So don't forget, always check for, bloopers or, something that's hidden in the movies. Just like this. Something that you would even imagine being scripted in. That's always fun to do. Keep your eyes peeled. But, till our next video, be safe, take care, always believe. This could rightfully be an orb. Especially when something like that comes up and then boom. So hey folks, what is it? Something that just spawned out of the director's head? Even say so. Dan Aykroyd's head? Or is that really something that just got caught up in the moment? Think about it. Out.